NEMIGA, this NEMIGA's pick, we go to Dust 2 for their chances to stay alive in the competition. Single elimination, Ryan. It really is a cruel mistress at the best of times. T-side Dust, not a bad place to be starting though.
Especially on a map that they enjoy, Harry. Rigon, good first shot. He was a very quiet figure on map number 1, hoping that he could show his power and prowess in number 2. Lear, quick double, can't. Now the third down towards B. It's Acor and Volt, 2 on 3. Bomb goes down. Not the outcome that the mixed side were particularly looking for.
Acor is going to be making his way through B tons now to just clear out some space, precious real estate to help Volt, who's lightning quick with 2 flicks, and just like that, Khan is the last player left, and he's a dead man. Blink and you'll miss it. Don't blink. I think you missed it anyway, because Mix have pulled that out of nowhere.
Fantastic. 2v3, to be honest, Harry, I was kind of thinking about, you know, what went wrong in the pistol for Mix. Where could they improve in the second round? They kind of gave up mid a bit easily, and then all of a sudden, Volt with a double, Acor with another. And the round is over. NEMIGA, they won't struggle financially. A bomb plant does go a long way, especially in the early stages of a map. But Mix in the upper hand heading into a second round that they probably should have no business in even investing in.
Can't knock a trier, and with how close things got, NEMIGA feeling that they had the right read of the situation. Their T-sided start on Mirage was one to behold, but left us with more questions than answers, I think, in the end, Ryan, in terms of how it concluded.
Yeah, and I feel like one elephant in the room that needs to be addressed is obviously NEMIGA losing arguably their strongest soldier to an even bigger fish in the CIS scene, right? Obviously, for those that maybe didn't know, Sawalio has only been here 1 day. This is, you know, his first day on the job. He's just went through the PR training, what have you. They lost the man's way to Spirit, and so big shoes to fill on his Deagle. He does take a bit of damage, but it's not without an attractive shot from Xanta. Scout finds the mark, and welcome to D2. It is basically the new Inferno in situations like these where you've drawn a bit of a short straw, you have no easy way in. There is an easy way out, and that is not going to be the financially damaging retake. It is just a flat save for Mix. A disappointing way to end this round, but one that NEMIGA will take no matter the cost.
And somehow the second most surprising thing of the round is that you think these players get PR training. So NEMIGA pulling off. Very impressive one. I mean, it's literally just walked up A, nice contact piece. And Flatro trying to do some damage at the end there, but one pick onto the solo player ramp, and that's it.
Yeah.
There was a deep deposit long, but that didn't really get any value. So Mix very quickly put in a difficult position. They can reinvest, of course, but for all intents and purposes, we are at a level score. And despite the good B spawns, NEMIGA like to play with a much slower pace. Mix, on the other hand, right up the guts of mid.
Wow.
Xanta staring on down a couple of players. Hits a haymaker through the wall, which will land onto Volt. Support is arriving from lower tunnels as well, and that's even more damage onto Rigger. Oh, and Acor. Mix have barely got a leg to stand on after that initial exchange.
As you say, a massive gut punch thrown by NEMIGA, winding this Mix investment. Of course, they saved a lot of these rifles, but still, all the pennies they had into the round 3 basket. This one is going to be over quite quickly. Would expect another save out of those rifles, especially Acor and Rigon, as you say, being tagged up so heavily. The XBNE partners trying to put some pressure in middle. NEMIGA don't bite, they don't move. Nothing. Want to play on their terms, execute happening, or at least towards short, not so much onto the site just yet. get a move on, because as much
Yeah.
as I'm saying, you know, they're playing on their terms quite quickly with 25 on the clock, they're going to be playing into the hands of Rigon. Yes, low HP, but look at the bodies that have just entered the B site, Harry. It doesn't matter what Rigon does here. There's so many layers to this defense and not a lot of time.
Healthy players on site. The BXX coming in. There was no long control. This is the only option. It's straight to the choker. Well, welcome to NEMIGA Gaming, I guess, Sawalio. A team kill in the mix as it's left to one Fluttro on 5 HP with 3 seconds or less to win it on time. I don't believe it.
No.
But Mix have gone away with absolute murder.
No, you cannot lose in rounds to time like that. And a big micro misplay is that there was a missed flash from NEMIGA. It blinded everyone in tunnels, delayed them by 3.5, 4 seconds. And 10 on the clock, there was 3 players. It should never have been that close, by the way. Mix, I don't know how that they're left with 1 player on such low HP. Feels like everyone missed the mark. There was a TK in the mix. It was just a clumsy round of Counter-Strike from NEMIGA. And they pay the ultimate price. The work done to give themselves that rebound round out of the back of the force investment. All unwoven. Acor caught in the smoke. Lear spams through the edge of the smoke. Just in front of the door, the scout is dropped in through the heart of the map. Can't just swing spawn, he needs to kill through middle.
Well, re-peeking just to confirm. Finish what he started, find a kill, a second. Would have been a gift because Mixed so desperately need it. They're going to walk out of this round with their heads hanging as NEMIGA have tied things up almost immediately. You talk about work unwoven. Well, very quickly they're able to string things back together. Fast and loose, a very quick play through middle. Double doors has been an issue for Mix at the moment, holding on to that space towards Xbox. They've shown us a couple variations, smokes, aggressive maneuvers, but neither of them have really got the kind of vice grip on that area of the map that you'd like to see from them.
Yeah.
Maybe a CT boost up short, something like that. Just a variation. Could be nice to see, but NEMIGA have dealt very well with what's been thrown at them so far.
No, I was going to say exactly that, right? Like, you've got to look at the extremities maybe a little bit more. Think about, you know, you can self-boost onto short now. Do we want to overload the short angle? Do we want to try and maybe just take long presence and let someone sit deep? Do we even want to think about pushing tunnels on B? You know, it's not exactly like NEMIGA have shown an overwhelming amount of presence on the left and the right channel of the map. As you say, it's just been very central, very forward, and there hasn't been much to do to stop them from doing whatever they want, right? The only time it's failed was indeed that round where they ended B with about 3 seconds to go and just didn't give themselves enough time to get the bomb onto the site and in the ground. Technical pause, of course, and apparently it's not going to be a long one. We're coming back soon.
Yeah, just fed that information by production to make you look like a mug, right?
Yeah.
Just say tech pause for it to immediately unpause. He's laughing as well. But no, there is no conspiracy working against you, Ryan. Not everybody in life is out to get you, despite what the people in Twitch chat tend to think for these sorts of games.
Well, I mean, you want to talk about, you know, the possibilities of the new VRS system. I'll shut up for a second because there is an early fight towards one. They do try and challenge. It's not a good one. Yeah, you want to talk about the severity of an event like this. You know, you play in a qualifier. If you make it, you're playing against some of the best, well, all the best teams in the world, really. There's no easy game in Pro League. Of course, it's all laughs and you see, you know, very content-based as well, which is always nice to see. But for players that haven't exactly hit the top flight yet, it's a massive event in terms of VRS points. It's a massive event in terms of experience. You know, this is a massive opportunity to try and throw away for NEMIGA. I mean, they're 12, well, now 11 rounds away from doing so. They've got to play chase. Dust 2, home territory. As much as you want to feel like it's your home base and you can kind of kick your feet up, you definitely can't, because if you lose one here, you're out. There is no second chance. There is no way back in. You don't have the points to be invited. So this is your only avenue. It's cutthroat. It's serious. And it's a hell of a lot for the rest of your year as a team on the line.
For NEMIGA, phrase there were ad-libbed by the hissing of mixed players getting burnt alive, engulfed in flames, and well, this round it does look to have derailed a little bit. A fully healthy Synopsy with an AK in hand is a scary prospect indeed. He's queuing up outside the B site, ready to put the fear of God into NEMIGA. The first test, perhaps, is the most difficult one. Khan, right by his side, other side of the door, but Synopsy nails it, and the follow-up is even better. It's only 10 HP. First taps out of his rifle is good enough to find the initial kill, but Juan Flatro is right there, in and amongst it. Mix gets stuck in, and we go all even yet again. Yeah,
I'm gobsmacked, mate. That's 2 huge rounds now that NEMIGA have managed to find a way to lose. 3v3 against 1 AK and 2 USPs, they lose. You want to talk about that B play as well? I mean, what, 4 on 3, 2 players on 10 health maybe, and somehow they find a way to lose. This could have been 5-1. You know, other than the pistol, NEMIGA have found themselves in a winning spot every single round. I think for Mix, maybe a bit of an eye-opener. With 3-all, we're finding so much luck and fortune in rounds like this. We need to start playing some proper Counter-Strike. And the boost on short that you asked for, Harry, delivers. Quick pick towards the lower tons push. Can't try to return away with his own scopes, but to no avail. M4 in middle, huge damage. Rig on, 1.5. Synopsis assist finally found. And it is a 2 on 3 that NEMIGA now need to kick back into gear with.
Rescopes to the pleasure of Juan Flatro, who can hear steps. They go silent as the remaining NEMIGA players group up to make this B play happen. It's been torrid so far, hitting towards this left-hand side of the map. And Volt is getting ready to receive. No, he's taking a shot through the midriff, and Khan opens things up. AWP on the line, smoke to support. Bomb yet to go down. It doesn't look as if it's going to post-haste. It's bought a lot of time for Juan Flatro. His position before was opportune, and even more so now. Has been revealed. Peek from the side by Xanta, but in the big box mid-site, it's all on Khan. Edge of his own smoke. He knows where Acor is. The hip fire won't land. So Mix will find themselves in front yet again.
And this time it's with devastating repercussions. Risky bomb at 3.4, Lear 2.7. There's going to be a lack of AKs in the hands of the attacker's hands. There is 3 possible premium rifles, 1 MAC-10, 1 Galil. Yep, it is exactly that. Mix have the lead. And as I said to you, Harry, that's probably another round you could even arguably add to the list. Is that a round that NEMIGA should be losing after retaking the mid-presence? I thought maybe they had a chance back in. Instead it goes the way of Mix. Nice shot from Acor. The damage. It all adds up. Early stages yet again, NEMIGA knocked down a peg.
Line of T's in middle right now. As Mix this time feel that area of the map is best left alone. Synopsy has to care for its head. You look at this NEMIGA side, it does feel like there is a star player, an absentee. Khan is the first to be shown the door on this round, but as you say, you know, Zwei going off to Spirit has big implications, and as Sawali has tried to step up as best he can.
Yeah.
It's not quite coming together for them right now. And especially on a round like this where they're quite static, there's not much movement. You're looking for someone to just take the round by the horns and get things started. Xanta seems to think it's him, and well, he would be damn right. Juan Flatro removed from long, but the night is drawing ever closer. The round is getting late on. 30 seconds, and the bomb only just arriving in upper tunnels.
Late lunge, Acor. Dangerous game, sitting around the edge of a smoke. Volt now left Rock in a hard place, his teammate is the distraction, and he is the hammer, finds the first, needs the second name in front of him. Rigon now left to clutch. They've got the bomb, and it's the exact same round yet again. Low time, Santa has to go running through the smoke, and Rigon knows where he's coming from. It's another heartbreaking round for NEMIGA, and we are just not clock watching enough. This attack always left late, in fact too late, as it is another heartbreak, another round lost. Admittedly, at least the kill happens before time, but we cannot keep gifting opportunities like that to Mix, because they are taking every single one of them.
From such advantageous positions as well. Time is a resource, and it's one which has worn thin for NEMIGA a couple of times now. Their inventory here, taking stocks, just pistols, but Khan's found something from the top shelf. Delivers a bullet to the brain of Juan Flatro.
Oh, and he's even picked up the M4. They've got the MP9 in the pockets as well. That's 2 guns handed over. Not good. Khan gets another. What a round. Deeg into M4. It's critical damage to the CT side. 2 on 3, and there might just be the gap that Risky Bob has found out towards B.
Khan's version of gun game has worked out well for them, but Bob needs to hold up his end. Another B play made, plenty of time on this occasion. But still, both CTs present on roll call, ready to stop the cross. Bob's already taken a boatload of damage. Bob has his double. Down to the 1v1, no way! Lear just plucks it out of thin air. The round materializes for NEMIGA. It keeps them right in and amongst this half. In fact, this is their chance to go ahead and tie things up.
It's the most backwards game of Dust 2 I've ever seen, Harry.
What is this buy from Mix as well?
I don't know.
Acor's living the high life with an AWP, but I'm seeing players on pistols.
Yeah, I mean, money just warmed thin. Acor surviving a little bit. It's just so strange. Like, all the rounds that NEMIGA should be winning, they're losing. And then now we're starting to see Mix a round that they probably should have taken. A Deeg turns into an M4 worth its weight in gold. 2 on 3, they kill the first 2 and then lose the 2 on 1. It's so backwards. And speaking of the AWP, Harry, the rogue investment, it's the first to find the frag. And look, how Synopsis just warped across the map, mate. I don't know how he's here so quick.
Last gun you'd expect to find in this round, probably, against Mix. But it has been dealt with. The stress test continues as Rigon tries his best to steal away a gun, hold on to half a chance. Utility damage on the player's side, but still, it isn't enough to soften them up to striking distance for Juan Flatro. And all is well that ends well, I suppose. 5-5. Similar scenes to what we saw at the end of Mirage here, Ryan, to be honest, from the T side.
Two to go, so it'll be Mixed to take the eco. It'll be yet another even half time. I feel like, you know, for what it's worth on Mirage by now, I think we had 2 or 7 timeouts now. We're 0 timeouts deep. Everyone's still confident in the map and what they're doing within it. There's a kill, a quick one at that. Rigon dead towards B, the only upgraded pistol in this round. The rest of them will shy away from a gunfight, at least for now. USPs head towards spawn. Just looking for the exits, I do believe. Risky Bob into all of these steps, though. A bit of a shooting gallery. Takes one to the face. But still with half health, I don't think he'll shy away from taking in his teammates on over. And in the meantime, trying to find a bit more. One more to the tally before eventually the headshot found. Lear tapping away. Nice first shot. Still trying to tap. Come on, mate. We can't be missing all those. Come on. There we go. Get there in the end, I guess. 6 on the board for NEMIGA, but Synopsy nearly gets out with his life.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't following the action there as closely as you. It's looking like 6-6 is the best case scenario for Mix right now, as we're trying to play Scorched Earth at the end of that round. No keepsakes. All in to the next as the bomb is dropped back in T-spawn. NEMIGA will play slow and expansive, a wide net cast. We've seen from these kinds of positions, if they can't get A long control early, they do tend to finish towards B, and for that reason you're seeing Mix stack players up on the ramp towards the site in middle, just waiting for the approach to be made.
Oh, bait and switch not set up quick enough. One flat throw now. 2 decisions, leave to CT to join his friend, or fight fire with fire, rig on. Maybe a bit over-welcoming to the mid-fight. Synopsy trying to do the same. Khan drops off, probably at the best time for the A1X, and some good damage pumped out through the doors. One flat throw with one, bolt shot down to the big green. It's the pivot towards B that NEMIGA will try and dash for. Mix aware of the situation, but the sightline found, and the AWP given enough time. He gets back on the angle. One flat throw from behind, gets another. 2 on 2 as Acor finds one through the smoke.
Chasing up the play, but things go quiet. Bomb's still not in. Digit's not yet punched. Holding tunnels. One flat throw doesn't stop. He's walked out car, for God's sake. And now Sawalio, if the corner is a little more shallow than it was before, has a chance. Wanted to play discipline, takes it in the open instead. And in the clean air, finds Acor to make it 7-5 for NEMIGA. And so the second half is a last chance saloon for NEMIGA. They've managed to bag themselves an advantage here on Dust 2, their own map pick. Although the context surrounding it is majorly important, Ryan. It has not been the cleanest of games from them so far. Mix have already shown us how good their T side can be. We have to remember, though, that the second half of Mirage, it did take them a while to get going, and you can't afford to give those opportunities to a team such as this.
Taking a lot of damage through the smoke. Trying to return the favor on the side, around the edge on the back row. For blood, but it's bolted through the heart of it. Rigon. Favor returned. There has been only one kill where both opponents have seen each other. Everyone else has died through a smoke. Synopsy delivers more good news. And on the front of Risky Bob, just too many bodies in front of him. Can't hit a thing. And the gap shrinks down immediately. Pistol goes the way of the European side.
Yeah, it's a feel-good round for Mix, I think. Dancing in the dark, dodging bullets. But the band of brothers make it through. No better feeling than taking the A site on Dust 2 with your team on T side, I feel like. I don't know if that's just me personally, but definitely in a strong position now against 5 USPs. Okay, one flash to set up a play. And swings round the side, but they are met with Juan Flatros, AK, and 4 kills for good measure.
Got scary.
Yes, it did.
Just, sorry, evaluating what was coming out into this round. Just an interesting selection. Obviously, the 4 Galils. Well, sorry, 3 Galils and 2 AKs. It's a bit like Hex, Volt. Given the long spawn, and given a flash to go run with it. Lear. Okay, well, that's a bit brave, isn't it? Yeah, I was going to say, the nade will push him back. All the same for Mix, though. The distraction was long. The real force out in middle and with some pace at that.
One flash behind this. The bullets just don't land for him. And Sawalio's got his own back. It's a team kill the opposite way. And may matter not, as Rigon is next on his hit list. The bloodlust stops for nobody, apparently. He now stands 11 kills tall at the top of the CT side of the server. Volt has plenty of work to do himself to try and eclipse that effort, to do what the rest of Mix could not. The molly dropping in will support him here, as Sawalio is an easy pick to kick things off.
2 more to go.
But 8 HP, Ryan.
Is it doable? Probably not, but he'll give it a good go. A bomb plant will go an extremely long way here for Mix. Shin has from long. Doesn't have the time to do this, really, to be honest with you. Volt needs to pick up the pace. Xanta now more aware of, look, with the time being left on the clock, he's just going to have to hit a site. He did have a smoke Volt.
Yeah,
One play across. Okay, it's now going to be the hunt. Not much of one. The smoke has completely missed the position where Volt's planted from. So it will eventually mitigate the crisis, but a little bit scary that he was allowed to just do all of that.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised he didn't smoke the cross, but at the same time, you can see the rationale. That's still your chance to take a clean fight on a long angle when you're low HP, higher room for error.
Yeah.
The safety of the plant was prioritized.
Okay, so Alio jumps out the way.
Mix are grouped up behind the double doors here, looking to pop out after the smoke fades, but they give it a moment. They let it breathe. 4, soon to be 5 players on shore. It's just the incendiary, impeccably timed from Lear, that is stopping them from making this execution a reality. We've just hit the minute mark. Mix are ready to go. The T's now pushing towards the A site as Lear is supported by his own smoke. Great utility, and the flash through would have been exactly what the doctor ordered. Instead, it seems like Mix have the antidote. A lethal injection as the bomb eventually drops to the site.
What a nade.
And that HE, as you say, has shut down the CTs dead in their tracks. They've got to call this quits. The white towel is thrown in as they look to bunker up on the B site.
That HE just shaved off like nearly 100 points of health between the 3 players. Khan taking 10, Sawalio 40, Risky Bob 50, so it all does add up. And Mix walk away with an 8th, a leveler in this map. And considering the series situation and the climate of this map in particular, NEMIGA probably going to be feeling a little bit stressed now, Harry. You know, your chances of Pro League, or at least advancing to stage 2 in the quali, lie quite literally 1 BO3, you get through to stage 2 of the quali, you lose this BO3, you're out. And considering Mix are what are effectively 5 rounds away from knocking you out of your hopes at Pro League, it's a damn scary thing to think about.
Mix have plenty of their great players themselves. The credentials are there, but as you mentioned, NEMIGA looking to make it back-to-back Pro League appearances, with Season 21 only being their first foray to the tournament. We're at the RMR for Shanghai, the Austin Major, of course. We all saw them make it to the 2nd stage. When you lose a player commended by the best in the world as one of the future greats of this game, it's the kind of loss I think they're looking a little bit too shaken without, perhaps out of their depth here. Santa is grouping up for a brawl beyond this smoke. There is support inside the site, but the player has a flash to help tee up the play. They've just got to watch as it happens in front of them. The blind from Volt, in fact, helps to collect Lear as he's the next one to go. Across all but safe. This Khan has stripped back the forces of Mix, but they've already achieved their goal. They're on the A site, the bomb's going to go in, and that's the round.
Another one of those that you have to chalk up to just a save. The problem is with all of this, Harry, is, as I said, sort of to set the mood at the beginning of this, you're kind of running out of chances to play the safe card. You know, you're going to run out of opportunities to, we'll just keep these guns and move them into the next round. Mix are now at 9. You've got little to no money in the account. Of course, the financial side of things says the save makes the most sense. But in terms of this series, you maybe go from hope to desperation. Khan dropped. Sawalio left. Round outcome will not change. And Mix deposit yet another round in that bank account, getting ever closer to hitting that number 13. And taking NEMIGA's chance of ESL Pro League away from them.
Reality is getting closer and closer. Mix steeped in the quality that they have. Just have to get past Sawalio's M4A1S. And double digits will be theirs. Volt flashed onto the angle. It's that man on your screen, Sawalio, but he's been felled and the rest all behind him. Headshot on a teammate. Oh, it's gone really tricky all of a sudden. Juan Flatro has to help bail his rest of his team out. In fact, he's got it all to do now. Molly can push away some of the stragglers, but still, he's got Lear at his rear. and a little bit too much to handle right now.
Reload. Cancels the reload.
Whoa,
2 bullets.
Okay.
That's all he needs. All the HE. It's even going to find
No way.
Khan. Is this really going to happen? One flat throw. Smoke on short. Bomb planted for it. Lear moves in. Last known location was lower tunnels. He was tapping away at one flat throw for the quad kill in the round. Lear, the leader, has to step up. X-ray off. It's all about reactions. Even for us, it's a missed shot from one flat throw. Lear appears out of nowhere, and he will just save the day to avoid absolute heartbreak. NEMIGA 1 on 3, and they nearly throw it away.
So the captain with 3 years in the NEMIGA side bests the 3 HP Juan Flatro, who was looking for his 3rd kill. They say that great things come in 3s, but for NEMIGA, they're just getting started. The scoreline tied right back up. Money on a knife's edge for both teams. It may just come down to the next couple of rounds to decide it all, whether Mix continue onwards and that Stockholm dream stays alive, or NEMIGA bring us to a 3rd and final map.
Just a mix. They are playing NEMIGA, of course, rank 28th in the VRS rankings. A damn good performance against Sangirl earlier today. Already earned my respect there. The fact they might even do it to arguably one of the best teams in this qualifier. I think they're the 3rd, 4th highest ranked team off the top of my head in this event. It's scary. It is really scary that things are doing it. Spaz, good. M4 out of ammunition. Synopsy knew at that point Rigon was a dead man and he was only using his body as bait. Risky hits another. Synopsy trying to close the gap flash around the corner. He's able to find the mark. Lynn on short can only find one. It's a 2-on-2. Mix another chance to just shatter the CT side economy, but a failed smoke. Synopsy has to use a flash to give himself some breathing room. And now the ball is in their court. Synopsy and Volt. Soalio Khan.
Split up from one another. Somalia might just have the jump on them here. Traded. Volt goes down, but not without a fight. What is that from Khan? Full wallbang through the default box, and he knows that that was audacious, but gets away with it. And that is the difference for NEMIGA.
Tech timeout. A huge door has been opened for NEMIGA once again. As you say, both sides just so financially crippled that even the smallest of dominoes falling has such a big effect. 1 AK, 2 Tech 9s, 2 Deegs. Then again, on Mirage, we saw the exact same happen with very similar weaponry. It was Volt double on the Tech 9. Took an AWP and found 4 in the rounds. I don't think he's number 1 in the queue to get the AWP out here, but we've definitely seen miracles like it before. NEMIGA, no. No round is an easy round, especially at this state in the series. Apparently, the issue is a mouse has died. So probably giving that a quick zap for the rest of the map. And then back to scheduled programming.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of a momentum breaker here. Not what you would have been hoping for. From what we've seen so far, though, Ryan, from Mix, where is your head at in terms of estimations for this team? Do you see a future for for this group of 5 players as a roster? Of course, I'm not saying individually, because of course these are all talented names which we expect to see in the upper echelons of CS.
I mean, it's hard to say, because a lot of mixes that sort of band together like this find themselves in, I mean, the common name honeymoon period, but it's just where you're still learning, you can get away with silly things, and, you know, you're sort of less under the vice of an in-game leader, or, you know, less micromanaged in that sense. Do I think this is a honeymoon period? Yes. But do I think that this team has potential? Also, yes. Like, you look at the pieces, in you know, my honest opinion, you've got the best 3 from back-to-back major performer of Bad News Eagles in Synopsy, Rigon, One Flatro. Acor, he is an incredible AWPer. A lot of people are quick to judge him and sort of say, oh, there's better AWPers out there. I've played against Acor once. You know, for a lack of better words, he absolutely owned me. He is, honestly, it's so insane how good he is. And as I said, you know, yeah, maybe a bit of bias, obviously, watching ITB, the home team for us in the UK for so many years, make the major, and seeing him get on shore. I'm a big fan of him as a person, but as a player as well. You know, I even said to you, over the last 3 months, he's the highest rated player within this team. I think this team has potential. A run into Pro League, I think that is well out of their leagues right now. But look, if they can pull off a miracle and take the qualifier their way, sky is really the limit for this side. But maybe NEMIGA are the ceiling. And we'll see if Dust 2 can be bottlenecked. Good start for Lear on the M4. Sansa, a third. Synopsy just firing blind through the smoke. Acor collects one with a D, but it goes Lear's way. A quad kill for him against the Eco. And it is NEMIGA that strike 11.
Getting to that point now, Mix looking at the funds, it's all dried up. This one has to stick, or you're staring at the stark possibility of a deciding map. And Earth, is Sawalio down to
Ball
2?
back. Acor hit him through the door.
Oh, okay, all right. No, I didn't hear the shot. I didn't see it.
I didn't either.
I was like, what on earth's happened here then? But it all makes sense in the end, I suppose. And for Mix, sometimes you just need that shot through the wall. But out in the open, Bob has his. Risk taken and risk rewarded.
Underlying health for both teams not in great shape. That advantage, as you say, a huge one in the means of this round, and by collateral the map. Still a minute and some change to play with. What is the plan? A run boost? Rigon going to get launched over the top. Second jump, please, sir. Flash, go, and run boost failed. He did connect for a bit of damage. Risky bomb forced off the angle. It makes to be disciplined. We don't want to overstay our welcome. Don't push into the jaws of the big green just yet. Think of option B. It's one Flatro out towards tunnels that they're going to join, especially now. He's just caught off the tagged MP9 of Sawalio.
Just looking for max damage, and he does so much of it. Followed up by Lear, finished off by the captain. NEMIGA taking 12 in a comfortable fashion. Mix starting to fade away at the end of Dust 2. Ancient looking all the more likely, especially when you consider the dire straits that their money's been thrown into now.
Die card hits the first peak. Shoulder shown by the scout of Volt. He's trying to return the favour, but the AWP falls off. Doesn't want to challenge, at least while the smoke is open. 3 in a row required from Mix. It has to start with a 4v5. A huge creep up on short for Juan Flatro. He's not even going to fall back. Eventually, because of the cheat, he will. But makes out some good utility. A smoke deployed from the CT side.
Clear once more. This trusty compatriots by his side, supporting all the while. So 1 versus 2 now, 5v1, and it's over in an instant.
Have that determination to take some of the bigger scalps in this quali. A team that was really ranked nowhere in this event. Came from the open qualifier, 128 ranked in the Valve rankings, the VRS system of course. NEMIGA currently sits number 4, excuse me, in this tournament in terms of rankings themselves. They are one of the favourites to make it through this entire event. And it'll all come down to the wire, as you say. Ancient up next to see if they have what it takes to defeat one of the best, or if NEMIGA over the course of 3 can hang on.
a magical moment. And now every moment can be precious like this. So come on, here's something you don't want to miss.
I don't even see who won that. It was just over in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Can we get a VAR check? Who's picking the side?
It is ancient as well, just for those wondering. Those the less keen of eye, I suppose. Yeah, we're going to be heading into it in just a moment, Ryan. How are you feeling though? We've already discussed in detail how it is we're feeling. I would say NEMIGA right now have to be favourites. I can see the map on the in-game, and there's been a lot of brawling in that mid area. And finally, they're ready to go.
All right, Mix on the CT side. I think you are right, NEMIGA favourites, but Mix have showed a lot of heart in this series, Harry. Like, it is
For sure.
an unfathomable amount to even go to a third map. As an unranked team, as a team with very limited time, at least in an official environment together, the fact that they're even, you know, taking a map very close to winning 2-0 and finding themselves on a third, yeah. Very, very solid stuff. Let's see what they got for us, though, in number 3. Synopsy and 1 Flatro. We'll have to watch this one from the spectator screen. A-Core, Rigon, and Volt left to pick up the pieces. B-site compromised. Everyone is nowhere to be seen. I think this one is pretty much etched into stone already that NEMIGA will start action on the right foot.
A-Core in middle gets overwhelmed. Just down to Volt and Rigon, former teammates on Gamer Legion, put to rest by the new boy on the block, Sawalio. 24 hours and counting, but still plenty of impact made. That's a 3k on the pistol, which gets NEMIGA started.
Second should just be a flat eco as well. Ancient, one of those maps that you can get sort of a bit cheeky. You don't have to buy as much utility, so taking a flat eco here will give you enough to invest purely in weaponry and whatever else you can afford in round number 3. Let's see. Try in the eco. Unfortunately, oh, dude. Yeah, you'd be tilted at Xanta for that. I'm not going to lie to you. He's just blocked him off. Completely fluffed his chances of staying alive in the round. I mean, he does get 3 with a max 10, so money in his pockets. Sawalio nearly drops to the USP, but pretty straightforward. 2 for 2. NEMIGA. And quick start.
Yeah, we're just glad that it's not Sawalio this time, because in the last map he was involved in 2 team kill exchanges, once on the receiving end, second time got his own back. NEMIGA move around in a cluster at times, that is their undoing. For the most part, when it comes to starting off rounds, they're so default heavy. They don't like to give us that change of pace, and on a map like Ancient, when you need to fight for a little bit more control, it does suit their style quite nicely. On the mix side of things, players like Juan Flatro have had their moments here before. I'm sure you'll remember a few of them.
Oh yeah.
Individual skill harnessed from strong anchoring positions. In this round, he's one of a few players now grouping up in the red to go ahead and re-clear this space. Bob on the other side doesn't want to get caught with his hands busy. There's a little bit too much going on. Flash from A-Core sets up Synopsy. It's the A side now under threat, with the CTs arriving in numbers. They fall where they stand. Single player advantage for NEMIGA, but look at the health. It's so low, but it matters not. All on Volt, one lucky spray and he could be in for a few kills, but even then, it's a hit and hope.
Well, let's see what he's got in the tanker here, Volt.
Here's the double reload. Managed to get out on site already, but down to 19 points of health. It is fleeting. Made to do a flip, and NEMIGA find all 3.
Probably the coolest way to exit out of the round is to somersault your way out of existence, but there you have it.
I mean, I saw that Tony Hawk is getting more involved in esports or whatever, so...
Is he?
No, not really. But
Oh,
he was at an esports event recently.
I
So,
didn't even know that.
yeah, well, such is life, I suppose. Also, don't remember Tony Hawk doing many backflips, but, you know, swings around. Roundabouts into the next round. Mix with not the most money. And, oh, actually, that flash from Xanta probably does more harm than help. One Flatro with an opportunity to just move around this smoke, and support has arrived on the scene. Still Juan, yet to be cleared, forcing Xanta into the cave where he will find his. It breaks 4 on 4 with the bomb over towards an empty A site.
Yeah, freebie for them. Rigon is in main, but activating way too late. To find himself firing at the default angle there, playing the headshot. Xanta finding A core. Done, Khan gets one, Rigon. Quick to trade, tries to jump up. Where's the M4? Trying to long arm it over the top of the triangle. Will eventually get there. Out, Lear caught in the open. There's no time to defuse. I was going to say, that if they had a kit in play, it was very doable. But they will find themselves a win no matter what. It is just a case of damage. And to be fair, a lot of it done. Volt survives with the AK. But 4 players dropped on the side of NEMIGA as well.
It's a solo Sawalio that will survive the round. Still yet to go down in this map, as NEMIGA can say the same for their score count. 4 rounds unanswered. Finally, we get a better buy out of Mix. 4 players with full nades. AWP back on A-Core. Has had moments, started the series strong. There's been good often times gone on through the middle of the fire and flames. Sawalio will eventually fall. But there's a quick trade in place for NEMIGA. Mid has been overrun successfully yet again. Now this reposition from Rigon, however, I am a big fan.
Bolt. Easy pickup, advantage falls back in the court of Mix. Yet to score around here. Oh, you can just see it happening. Xanta counted down the seconds in his head, knew when the retraction of the cave control was going to happen, and
but
the number's now leveled.
In the meantime, Rigon has cleared out all of A, so Mix can focus on the B site itself. Acor's still worried about the possibility of a mid play coming in. That's where Rigon needs to take the next step and confirm it clear. Site control has been given up in the process, and Acor just fails to pull the trigger. Hands go numb, fades to black, and Mix have to bail from the situation. It's going to be 5 from 5 for NEMIGA now, despite the great situation that Mix managed to put themselves in. I felt like the CT macro there was really good.
Will close. Draw to its natural end as the bomb goes off. Mix. That one hurts. I think that was their best chance yet at scoring in this. Matt Harry forced to wait longer as NEMIGA on a heater here on the start of Ancient. And you kind of feel like they're returning the favour of what we saw out in map number 1, right? That Mirage 6-0. Yes, the half did turn ugly for Mix, who were the leaders at the time. And the scoreline got a lot closer, but because of that hot start, it just felt like they were uncatchable in the rest of the map. And I think Mix needs to be careful. Falling into the same trap does have that devastating repercussion. This is the final map of the series. If that does happen, we will not be going to Pro League.
Still feels like a long way away with that double elimination stage and only one open slot available. We already know how much it means for NEMIGA. just be their second time at the competition. As I mentioned earlier, in attendance at some of the biggest events that we've seen the last couple of years. The last year or so, I should say, 365-day stint. You're looking to make it 6 for 6. Still piling on the pressure. They will disengage from mid eventually and hand it over to NEMIGA. 1 minute left to spare, and that is when they make their arrival. The A side of the map looking very open right now as B is opened up with Juan Flatro falling in cave.
"30 seconds. To be fair, yes, it's a 4-on-5, but the time is low. They have to make a move fast. B under lock and key. Synopsy finding Xanta. That volley dangerous because it's now keeping them back for that little bit longer. A-Core at that brokey angle coming out of Temple. Needs to hit shots. Needs to deny the bomb going down, but it's Rig on the flight too. Needs to get more. Can't vault. 8 seconds. Not in a position to deny it. The plant from happening. Flashed off towards spawn as well. Has got a kit. No utility. 1-on-2. It's a big ask. He needs to step up.
It's another clutch situation for Vault. A 1 versus 2. A tough negotiation. He will bring a kit this time. No tap. It's about the first player, but Sawalio has already taken his timing around the back. It is 6 consecutive from NEMIGA. And no matter what kind of position Mix put themselves in to deal with this offense, they just don't have the answers.
How bad does it get before they win a round? You know, how bad does the deficit go before Mix show face here on this third map? This one, also a likely candidate. Full investment, all the eggs in the basket once more. Trying their best to score. Better late than never. Start Rigon getting away unscathed as well.
He has been the one highlight for Mix so far this map. Started the series slow, but from Dust 2 up until this point, has looked to just a little bit. Xanta knocking on the door of B, posing some questions, which we'll very soon see answered. Biggest concerns that we had for NEMIGA on the previous map was that they left it late at times, and with the 30-second mark now crossed, time is of the essence. It is dwindling. Juan Flatro is nose pressed to the choke, MP9 in hand, followed up by A-Core's A1S, and with that, oh, it's just not quite enough. All of a sudden, the House of Cards, it just falls apart straight through Mix's hands. Rigon has to step up and be the hero yet again. 5 kills already to his name, needs 3 more now. Shuffles into a spot which goes cleared by Xanta, the hero of the round for NEMIGA. Such important entries. 7 not out. This has been quite the turnaround.
I mean, it's hard to say anything in this spot, right? You want it to be a competitive third map. Both teams put in such a shift to get here. You know, open quals, or in NEMIGA's case, you know, VRS invite, but playing so well in so many other events. The fact that 7 rounds into our third map to see who gets knocked out and who makes stage 2. Letting a round go the way of Mix. It's a better start. We're 5v4, but Juan Flatro has given up his life in lane. Volt also joins here. A-Core, nice shot on the D. Need a couple more though. Tagged up to 19. It's tricky. There's mollies. There's fire. Unfortunately, the only thing being burnt right now is the Knicks' chance of making the main event. Synopsy 1 on 3. It really could be 8-0.
The coattails of Risky Bob on fire as he lives up to his name. Bobbing and weaving. And always a little bit risky. That peek through the fire and spawn. Just completely catching Mix off guard. Even in a round where they're supposed to have the element of surprise. He wants the exit. It is messy, but he'll get there. Can he get the gun though? No, because he's dented the bomb anyway, but Jesus, that was one of the rounds. One of the many rounds that NEMIGA have found so far.
I think you should have just left it at one of the rounds. One of the rounds, and it's in NEMIGA's name once more. Continual pain and punishment. They just cannot find a way into this map. Tried the mid pressure, didn't work. Tried the B lane pressure, didn't work. And the struggle, it's really there. Is round 9 going to be the breakthrough?
Rigon is walking the line, but being hearing back away, spam from NEMIGA as they have a few. He might just be on the other side and they're correct in their hypothesis. Mix haven't really left any CT presence towards mid later in the round. The rotations have been strictly spawn-sided. The deviation here is Acor alive, replenishes that smoke in the elbow yet again. We're past the minute and NEMIGA are only just starting to make their move, but it hasn't mattered so far, and it might not here either. Not unless Acor can hit the shot which he needs. Maybe he doesn't have to. Juan Flatro has supported him in his endeavor. The bomb still dropped all the way back. The players on the B side for NEMIGA have to do it all, and they've already started through Xanta once again, the conduit for further success.
In Synopsy Court, 2 on 3. The bad news is just flowing. Give it a chance. Oh my word! Nearly misses everything. Acor, scope in, 8 seconds, can't pass on the corner!
Oh, how?
It's a massive miss! And the bomb goes down, pivotal moment, Juan Flatro needs the kill. He gets it. Lear, cubby corner, scope in, Acor eventually hits the shot he needs. And Mix, etch in there first, but it takes them 9 to get there. They take 1.
I mean, if there was any round that Mix were to win, that would be it. Or in fact, no, not really. I mean, so many missed shots from Acor. Juan Flatro struggling a little bit there as well, but they've put the pieces together, they've broken the ice, and they're on the board. That's the biggest takeaway. They are on the board now. It was so needed. And NEMIGA really should have punished them.
Some damage done at the beginning to the NEMIGA attack, but you feel like this half, even though the first of 9 go Mix's way, the pressure is still as Lear walks out of A main. Rigon caught with his pants down, util in pocket, Molly missed. It's actually good, so not to swing other than just face the default angle. It's a missed Molly that pans out to be an okay one. Quattro tucked in at default, re-swings, activates, Volt gets another. Khan fighting for his life behind big box. Soalio 1 on 2, knows where both players are, and still just less than a minute to play with.
Mix right back in it. Bomb in the open. Sawalio trying to escalate things here. Nade goes in. Juan Flatcher in position for field. Acor can't afford the missed shot and won't. Right on the money. And I'll say it in a hushed tone, but it does feel like when a team shows up right at the end of the half, you almost feel like they're set to win the remainder of them. I could very easily see this becoming 8-4 if NEMIGA aren't too careful. And their money, not in the strongest of situations either. There are concessions being made. Mac 10, Galil.
I was going to say, for a team that won 8 rounds in a row, I think from a standpoint, admittedly my fault, has gone completely under the radar, as you say. Win one here, money's reset, and it is an 8-4 half. It's somewhat recoverable. You still heavily rely on winning these 2 rounds here, and the pistol to get you back into the game. It's another sitter missed for Acor. Now, the pivot towards either side can happen. A has to be careful for the flank. B now locked in on site because of what's at spawn. Scary times.
Mix bolting down the hatches, trying to play defense on the sites rather than lets Sawalia right through the center. Look at Volt, he's on an island but still able to fight. Just the one which he will be able to pick up. Synopsy, opportune as ever, wants to catch the bomb in transition. There are a couple of low targets on the other side as he goes storming through his own smoke, and the one placed next beyond him. Sawalia removed, the spam searching for the next. Still the 1 versus 2, and still very winnable. Reload has been heard. Reposition expected. Backed up into cave. This one is watched by Lear. Basketball playing from long is there, and Lear plays for the spam in the end. And we'll find the kill that takes NEMIGA up to 9. They had to work for it, but that round felt a lot more efficient.
One more in this half. Now at 3. The kills are plentiful, and they're all in yellow in middle. Acor gets one back, but it is just decimation. I mean, we're what, 20 seconds into this round, and Volt's been placed into a 1-on-4. It's going to be the half over, and it's double digits NEMIGA inside the first 12.
It's unbelievable. The first map, Mix is choosing Mirage. A 13-10 win, which inspired confidence that this Cinderella run could send them all the way to Stockholm. But NEMIGA come crushing back with a reality check. 10-2 on the half. There's a mountain to climb for Mix now. Eight rounds separating the teams, NEMIGA far in front and Mix fading as the night goes on. Their opportunity to make it to Pro League seemed far-fetched, but with the results that they've got already knocking Sangal out of the competition, we held out hope for the possibility. And on Ancient, there's still a chance that anything could turn around. It is CS after all. Ryan, where's your head at coming into what could be the last time that we see Mix in this competition?
Unfortunately, I think no matter if they win or lose the pistol, it's such an uphill battle. 10 rounds, the gap. I mean, that's 10 rounds straight without dropping a single round. It's pretty hard to do in the first place. Never mind when you're going to feel demotivated. We'll see if they've got it in the tanker to battle through this. I just think it's going to be quite an emotional one. You know, you've worked so hard in the open qual. You beat Sangal this morning. BO3, you're playing him. Up D2 looks promising. You lose out on the NEMIGA's pick. That's acceptable, but heading to the third and possibly being wiped out here in such devastating fashion. It is a do or die. It really is all or nothing. The question is how big is everything for the mixed side? How deep do they run before the cracks start to get the better of them? An unpracticed team, may I remind you, or at least a limited practice team, I should say, compared to the likes of NEMIGA. In every sense, NEMIGA now have them beat. It's just the classic David versus Goliath story. And unfortunately, Goliath is winning quite heavily at that.
Yeah, he certainly is. I have to say, I don't know how many times I've seen NEMIGA and Goliath put together, but they are one of the better teams in the competition, as you said. 4th seeded, I believe, amongst a few other names. Taking a look at what the scores on the doors are and how the other teams are doing at this point in time, I mean, I had seen that Sashi had taken a map away from Liquid and going into the decider. They do lead 8-1, so
yeah,
who knows? We have seen stranger things.
No, it's true. We also had 9 get knocked out by TNL.
Yeah.
Which is a huge one, as you say. Sashi up 8-1 in that decider. Iberian solo G, 9-all as well. So some close games across the board.
Pistol could mean everything for Mix. Get started in the kind of fashion that they would have liked. Rigon at the double, his 3rd before the dust settles on the A site, and Mix have time to set up this post plant. The retake comes in from either end. One player spawn, that's Lear, already dropped to 65. And Xanta's Berettas have found their mark as well. A 1v1 between the 4 guns, and it's Xanta again. All on Rigon. He must ace to keep Mix alive in this Pro League qualifier. Season 22 might just be too far away if he can't pull this off, and it's not possible. Lear has done it. The plant at the very least will be the cash injection for a potential force, but the 11 rounds have gone against them already. And the incline only gets steeper from this point.
Yeah, that is painful. Another advantageous position. Thrown away. This time it's Mix that suffer the ultimate consequence. There is a technical timeout before we head back into the action, but I just feel, at least in my head, Harry, it's all the same. Timeout or not, no matter what the excuse is, Mix's time in this qualifier has ran out. And I cannot overstress the disappointment that is. Not not for me or you. The players right so hard, such a short span of time. You make it through the European qualifier. You place Angal this morning. You know, probably have one of the longer games in Counter-Strike's history. Not exactly the longest, but I think what went 55, 60 rounds, somewhere around that mark. 28-25. So yeah, what 53 rounds of Counter-Strike to make it to this BO3. Such a competitive map 1, a very competitive map 2 as well, may I say. And then for this to be the scoreline in the third, it's sort of an injustice, isn't it, on the performance that they've had in this whole event. Let's see if they've got any fight in them with the fourth buy, but yeah, I don't know, mate. Look, miracles can happen, but I think this is more than just a miracle.
Good damage onto Lear to start. He makes up one of 3 players currently on B, as middle is where Mix look to try and go next. The molly drops to the back of Donut. That's the information that they have cleared at least some of this space, and with Rigon still roaming around, there was the possibility of a late lurk, but that rifle needs to find itself involved in the execution. One of the few things that Mix do have going for them is numbers in this situation. It is a 5-on-2 towards the site now, as Bob has dropped off a little bit. Even with that initial bit of pressure, little moves made. The CT side now starting to get themselves in position. Still 2 players from K. Site does open up for Mix, and Bob's got things started. Opening proceedings, first kill, late into the round as the bomb just goes in. 2 immediately back from NEMIGA, and Bob still hanging around on the site. The fog hanging over the heads of Mix as they can feel this dream slipping away from them. 2-on-2, Volt up close, getting personal again. Another kill from him. Sawalio with it all to do, but he's done it so far. No transfer for him. 3 for Mix, and their first of this second half.
Sure, a nice first round. How good does it go for the Mix side in the future? Yes, NEMIGA on pistols. Yes, Mix with the better weapons. 8-round deficit is so much to work against. Over rotation towards B.
Yeah, on thin ice. As they know that each and every passing round may just be one of their last. There was an attempt made on the B site, but an attempt on Synopsy's life in the end is what it transpires. The B is, Bob loses his head, loses his life. Felt like a little bit unnecessary, but the information was what was most important there, and is just reconfirmed. Mix are still hanging around B. And Flatro, more importantly, he's the only one that's been spotted. The rest of his team on the T side are moving over towards A, but Juan Flatro is still farming up kills.
Just down to left, as you say, buying the time and the space. He'll eventually get all 5. Nicely done for Mix to find their 4th. Some good money put into his bank account as well, Mr. Flatro. Give it a go in number 16. Full USP eco for NEMIGA, so no interest in winning this round, just about damage and keeping your money. That's the aim of the game.
Ooh, Flatro is a dead one. Just wants walls are painted red, and it's just Khan left. Mix are slowly starting to get there. It's just a matter of 6 rounds now that will separate them from tying up the score, but that still feels like a long way away. Ryan, we have to keep ourselves grounded in this kind of situation, as do NEMIGA. They will understand that it's not going to take much for them to close out this map, but the fact that they are so close, yet still haven't found a winning formula against this T side with money underneath it, becomes all the more problematic.
Lots of util. On flat throw, a blind man up towards lane. NEMIGA apply the vice grip on this control. A nice double will eventually get taken down, but not before. 85 damage is dealt. Risky Bob catching Rugun, trying to walk through the red room smoke. Volt sat twiddling his thumbs outside B, waiting for Acor to loop around to join him. But even then, the damage is done. It is a 4v2. NEMIGA have to close from this spot. Spam. Damage done to Volt. Still just toiling, playing with his food as he'll hit the mark. Spots A4 as well, and both kills go his way. Map, series, and stage 2 point for NEMIGA for Mix. It is 7 rounds straight, or you go home empty-handed.
All it is in the end is just a change up in terms of how NEMIGA choose to play the B control. Those opening kills just count for so much. Stage 2, something which they'll have familiarity with. It was the portion of the major as they took an exit in Austin. But the fact they were able to find themselves so far in the first place, it says a lot about the direction of this team. The player change doesn't seem to have dissuaded them whatsoever in the slight break. Squalio has done a fantastic job.
Oh, missed Molly.
One of his first officials, like you say, Lear presented with an opportunity. 4 players left back in middle, but doesn't want to snatch at it. Waits for his timing, finds Synopsy eventually. Volt trying to pave the road towards an open A site, but it's through the middle where they choose to go instead. And that's Rigon dropped by Bob. Dwindling in numbers and so far away from one another at this point in time. The 2 main players are just waiting for Juan Flatro to greenlight the play. Lear looking to catch him, but can't. Juan Flatro is just too damn fast. He needs the second, he's gonna get it, and Mix do stay alive for longer.
One on 3, gets the first, but only 1. 6. The countdown begins for Mix. Still series point NEMIGA, nothing changes there. They got for us in line number 19. When does the belief start for Mix? I don't think for a while, but Mexico's economy substantially is a step in the right direction. Synopsy gives a freebie through the edge of the smoke. Sawalio happily take that fight, knowing that he was in the advantageous spot. 4 players on Mix remain.
4 more chances to keep it going. NEMIGA have plenty of those. 6 of their own. And this the 7th. Back out into middle. Mix starting to make themselves known as we cross the minute mark yet again. Risky Bob at top mid, spraying through the smoke from Red Room. Damage onto Acor. Santa has been spotted. His position uncovered and quickly taken down by Juan Flatro. The driving force behind Mix in a few of these rounds, and the one to lead the line, the point man of the B-push, as they head to the MP9s, laid waste on NEMIGA. The dream lives on for another round, it will seem. unless Khan can stave off this aggression from the T side a little bit longer. But he goes up in a cloud of smoke. 7 secured for Mix. Just 6 chances left.
A patient wait for Sawalio to see if he gets to keep his AK. He won't go challenging. 7 on the board now for Mix. And another technical pause before we head back into the action. Lord knows what it's for this time.
Beats me. You can hear chat going off. I wish we got to see what the players were saying at this point in time, or at least shed some light on the situation. But we'll bring you any updates if and when we have them. Hopefully the game can resume as soon as possible, because we all want to see how this concludes. Mix have momentum now. 5 rounds for NEMIGA to close this out. 5 chances. Have to remember, it was a 10-2 half. And even then, NEMIGA were able to win the pistol.
We continue to wait, just evaluating the economy for NEMIGA, in a spot where you're in 2 minds. Do you want the utility? If so, you know, you're going to have to take a bigger hit in terms of what you invest in this round. If you're not fussed and you think that the rifles are enough to push you to 13, then maybe you do give the AK a bit of a support, whether that is utility, armor, or even just an upgraded pistol. Because right now it's pretty bare bones to 1 saved AK, 4 USPs for the side of Mix. It'll be 4 AKs in the big green, stacks a U-tilt. And now, that newfound hunger and motivation, Harry, because maybe there is light at the end of the tunnel. It's easy to say, you know, 10-2 half, you lose the pistol, it's game over. Mix were just no match. Now we kind of have a small sample size to go off in this second half, and you start to believe that maybe Mix's T-side is enough to push for the remaining 5. We'll see. My rule of thumb always, Harry, is, you know, we don't... You don't believe that you can win until you get there, and you don't think a game is over until it's lost. So you just got to stay in that mind, that motivation. It's round by round. And speaking of rounds, this one isn't going to be starting for a bit. So we're going to jump to a quick break. When we're back, hopefully, a long-lasting series ahead of us, and it doesn't all end after this break. Don't go anywhere. You take it.
Well, Ryan, you asked for long-lasting. The break is anything but, fortunately enough for us. We can dive right back into the action. NEMIGA will want to close as soon as possible, but this might not be the round. Not unless Sawalio has something to say. 1 rogue rifle, the AK in his hands, could be everything. Currently stationed in Donut. Oh, he was the best positioned CT to do something about Synopsy. But the Kosovan will not stop until Mix have tied this game right back up. It's an entry pick. starts them off very nicely. Thought Bob was in a decent position to cut the cross, but Rigon is prepared enough to take the fight. So it does go 5 on 3.
I'll say that is one ballsy move from Synopsy, because if he dies, that's a second AK given up to the opposite side. There's one of the AKs gone. Volt quick to react and respond in kind. 2 on 4. One player out on B, one flat throw. Definitely overstaying his welcome now. I don't know how he can get away with his life. He will not, so that's why if your team's rotating and hitting the site, you probably want to get in a position where you can activate later on, or just go meet up with your friends. There's no point sitting in between. Khan gets an AK. There's one drop to elbow as well. Let's not forget that's where Rigon died earlier on. If it's still on the ground, you'd argue it's quite the profitable one for NEMIGA. 2 safe guns. They give up an 8th, but some upgraded weaponry might just go a long way, especially when you only need the one.
I can't say I've seen this boost too many times before. NEMIGA trying to get creative. Any way they can push an advantage or at least hold on to what they have there. Any keepsakes from the round. It's just the one, as Volt has denied one of the 2 AKs from escaping. The chances now down to 4 for NEMIGA to close on their own terms in regulation. But this is looking like the best purchase yet. The saved AK surrounded by M4s and an AWP back in the hands of Khan could be a real difference.
Another technical pause.
Yeah, well, in the meantime, we can bring you updates from other fixtures ongoing. Liquid have fallen to Sashi at a scoreline of 2-1. 13-6 for Sashi on the final map of Inferno. Those guys do love an online tournament, I have to say.
I was going to say, they know what it's like to play in qualifiers. Obviously, we had the pleasure of covering them. The pleasure of covering them at the Yalla Compass event, obviously last year when they made the dream run in the online tournament, got to the LAN, beat Astralis as well. There's a few stories like that, to be honest, within this event. You know, NEMIGA obviously having played at the most recent major. There's a few other teams as well in the mix that pretty big names. Obviously, we were talking about Liquid, the fact that they're going the distance with Sashi. In fact, just lost against Sashi.
And
you know,
also
OG.
for Liquid post-major, that's now, for them, a 6th consecutive loss. If you include BO1s, if you discount them, 4 on the bounce. So, yeah, they've not played a whole host of officials. So only 3 other games in the last month.
That's a big hit. You know, talking about the big events of the calendar year, you've got majors, Cato, Cologne, and then next in the list is probably your Pro League, right? Like,
no
it is
Liquid
such a
at
big
Pro
event.
League does feel crazy. It really does.
It's a weird thing to say, but we knew that the VRS would sort of cut out the fraudulent teams that have the big invites all the time, you know?
Yeah.
And this is the real end of it, is that you can have these underdog stories, or at least that was the idea. Only one team makes it here, though. It's not going to be Liquid, and it might not be Mixed, because Synopsy has hit the deck early from the elbow position. 5 on 4 handing over to NEMIGA. They need 4 in a row. Speaking of 4, that's what they're going to have to work with, but now against, as Volt finds Carl.
And Volt will double up for his efforts as well. He has been on rails in these rounds, finding such impactful kills. As Rigon hears the steps, moving towards CT spawn, can't possibly prepare Volt in time on such low HP to take the hit through the wall. Still the timing being played. Xanta is so far away from the action. He's effectively a non-starter in the round, and with the shadows cast across the walls of Temple, Agor knows that he can take a peek, and Juan Flatro and all the rest on the mixed side know that this is 9. Just 3 rounds in it, no money left for NEMIGA. The loss bonus hits the heights, but the one saved AK might not be enough to deny double digits.
I can't believe it. Juan Flatro
And it's
finds
gone.
as well. That's all the rifles removed. I am incredibly shocked that it's gotten this close. I said about what's your fight and determination like. I kind of counted Mix out of this, and I don't think anyone at home can blame me. 10-2 half, NEMIGA win the pistol. It's 11-2. Like,
can we also be so surprised? You look at the backgrounds that these teams come from, the culture of comebacks on Gamer Legion and BNE alike. They have found something deep down in their hearts, a way to cling on. It's all the madness. Opening kills traded, a battle in mid gone quiet. Utility thrown back into the mix from Mix. They can't catch up to this next couple of kills. Xanta removed cleanly. The 5-7 of Lear, not so much. A rifle scalp from the body of his dead teammate, and still a 2-player lean for NEMIGA towards the B site, which was under threat.
Harry, to put this into perspective, on Ancient, the 2-11 scoreline has hit the screens 133 times within the last 365 days. Not a single time a team has managed to come back and win from being 2-11 down on Ancient. It's scary stuff, man. Very scary stuff. And if you want the probability of it happening of all time, in fact, ever since Ancient has been a map, this is just ripped off HLTV, 2-11 has happened 222 times all time, all matches, so no matter what's here, what level, it has not happened once. Quite literally, Mix are going to have to rewrite history here if they want to find themselves in a winning spot in this series. 12-10. First tactical timeout used for NEMIGA. I think that's 3, 4, 5 rounds too late, being perfectly honest.
Feels kind of crazy that they still had any of these left, I guess.
You
because
just think that they would have all been
would
used.
assume that they would have been used, as Mix haven't called a pause once so far this game. It's only been NEMIGA feeling like they need to create a break in play. Have Box, their coach, stood up on his box, saying his piece and stepping back down, hoping that the players in the server can do their job. Another full investment, the last, which NEMIGA will be able to bring to the table before this round. It's pushed the limit of regulation into the unknown. Rigon cornered, flashed and dead. Is this really how the map ends up going? For Mix to lose so late on. 13-10, the first map that they won. Will they be on the receiving end? Synopsy doesn't even think about it. Couldn't consider the possibility. The captain has got them back on track. 1 kill in middle, but more on the cards. Echo needs to hit the shot, but can't, and Xanta trades it. In effect, the man advantage back on the NEMIGA Gaming side.
Turn around, mate, turn around. He will eventually. And that's the A site opened up. Khan has made a quick rotate and dash towards Temple, but the other 2 players nowhere to be seen. The question is, does he slam on the gas and try and catch Mix by surprise? or does he have to wait for the cavalry? It's valuable seconds burning off the clock. 10 of them already drawn out. The nade is good. The kill is even better. Xanta and Khan, 2v3. And with only 2 rounds left to play, this being one of them, the money is so low, they might just turn to save. A first kill comes in, a second, but it is all too late. 24 rounds will be required. From 2-11, it's now 11-12.
I don't believe my eyes. Mix pushing it all the way, the very distance of Ancient. And only now do we see the next of the tactical timeouts come through from NEMIGA.
It's insane. You'd think, Harry, at least, you know, if you're losing 4, 5, 6 rounds in a row, maybe, yeah, we just take 30 seconds, have a bit of a head scratch, you know, wonder what's going on. We've decided to use 2 of the 3 pauses in round 23 and round 24.
They must just feel that the read is right, and I don't know if you can blame them. The gap was so big, but it quickly catches up to you. Mix with the better buy into the 24th. AWP was saved. Akut has the big green. The rifles are there, the nades as well. Just 2 smokes and 1 molly you've already seen thrown in middle. For the CT side, in terms of stopping power, and that is exactly the kind of luck that Xanta would have required. Sawalio from Donut as well. Not like this. Nade and a molly at the back of Donut. They want to try and clear out the new addition, and they've done so. Volt again with an entry pick. But Acre at the base of mid. He's been leveled. And with Khan landing a headshot, it's a simple trade for Lear, and all on Acre. 2 low HP targets.
Oh,
the ult won't be the gun for the job, but the backstab is there, hovering above his shoulder blades. Bob's just got to turn the corner, and the series is done in heartbreaking fashion. Rules are there to be broken, history to be rewritten, but it is not this time. 2-11 down to a 13-11 loss. What a terrible way to make your qualifier exit.
Wow. I mean, that is one of the sickest comebacks attempted. As I said, in history, it's happened 0% of the time. 0.6% of those games go to OT. This one sees neither. Unfortunate stuff. NEMIGA move through to stage 2 for Mix. Their run in Pro League comes to an end in the European qualifier. We still have a game on the stream to come up. We're running a bit late, so we're being sort of forced to go to break, so no time to dwell on this one. We do have another game on your screens in just a moment. We'll see you then. Passion UA, GG How, up next.